close to 60s, and I mean, if you're pretty much at 60s, then I say that's 100% playable for sure. Nintendo Switch 1, I should say. Just a little bit better because we do get up to 40s here and there, but it's definitely playable. Genuinely impressed at just how well this is running. I mean, it is like never dropping into the 30s. It's almost always 40. All right, so here are some cops outside. It doesn't seem to go down all too much during some combat. Although this is light combat, it doesn't seem to be going down too much to where it's dropping below 60, or I haven't even seen 60 yet. I paid $40 for this PC right here, this old hunk of junk, but not just $40, but I upgraded it. But since I'm broke, as you can see, I'm actually sitting on the floor here and I don't even have a stand for my monitor. I wanted to see how cheap of a PC I could get and possibly run some games. So as you can see, this is what I got right here. So I got the HP Pavilion 570 P017C desktop PC with an i5 7400. And it also came with no RAM and no hard drive. So you're probably wondering, it doesn't work without RAM or a hard drive, and you'd be right. So I had to go out of my wallet and add a little bit of money into this thing. So as we can see in Task Manager, I swapped out the CPU for an i7 7700. But that's because I got a really killer deal on that, and I'll pop it up on the screen right here. And then I'm rocking it with 16 gigabytes of RAM. And you're probably like, huh, didn't it come with no RAM? Let's check back. Yeah, this said no RAM. You didn't get this for 40 bucks. But that RAM actually came out of these hidden laptops under my bed. Yes. And you're like, whoa, how do you have laptop RAM inside of here? Well, I'm gonna pop up the adapter I used right here. Boom. Okay, so now I'm using laptop RAM. As you can see there, Sodom. What? That's laptop RAM. Clocked at 2400 gigahertz, and it's dual channel 1600. And then I got an SSD in here that I took out of one of those laptops, and then I took out a hard drive, a terabyte hard drive. As you can see down there, I took out a terabyte hard drive as well. But this computer came with a Radeon R9 M360. Now, apparently, it's decent enough. Okay, so let's get out of all this. And as you can see here, I've got a few games to play here. So we're gonna start with Borderlands 2 and make our way all the way down the line to benchmark it. So stay tuned and figure out if I lost $100 or I spent $100 well. All right, so let's launch Borderlands 2. Let's check our settings. So we got full screen, VSync off, frame rate smooth, 22 to 62. No, we're gonna turn off our cap. Turn that off, and yeah, hit apply, hit back, and then hit play. Okay, so here we are in the menu, and we are at 110 FPS here in the menu, but I think this is 720p. Let me check out here. Resolution, yeah, we're in 720p for some reason, so we're gonna just bring that up to 1080 and see how things change. Yes, so it took us from 100 to 45. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm gonna try and make that bigger. Okay, yeah, so I made it bigger, and yeah, so when I changed it to 1080p, we went down to 40, 50 FPS here. So it looks like we're on high settings, I believe this is. So I guess we'll just load in and see how it goes. Okay, so loading in here, we're at 37 FPS, 36 FPS. So almost 40s, not quite 40s. Yeah, but let's get into combat here and see. Okay, so dropping down to low 30s. I haven't seen 20 yet. I have not seen, oh, there goes 20. Okay, so drops down to 20s in combat. Okay. I am gonna lower the settings from high because this is high, keep in mind. So I'm gonna see if I can get to 60 FPS somehow while keeping 1080p, because oh my gosh, I'm getting destroyed out here. Okay, so let's go ahead and change our, oh, significant increase. Now we're in the 50s. Oh, it's much smoother. Oh, 60s there. Getting in this high 60s now. So this is definitely an improvement. And if you could do with a little bit less graphic wise, this is definitely 100% playable. So if you like Borderlands 2 and you don't mind the graphics, looking up at the sky, we get up to almost 70. I saw 70 for a split second there. Our GPU is kind of cooking alive, but it's just dusty, so I'm pretty sure I could just go ahead and clean that and should lower it. But yeah, Borderlands 2 is definitely playable. Let's get on to the next game. Alright, so the next game we got here is Doom 64. Okay, so here we are in Doom 64. Let's just go ahead and click start. So I don't think this game is going to work. I just hit a random button and it just popped this up on screen, and it keeps saying error responses, and it's been loading for like 10 minutes. So I think we're gonna have to say that this game is just not gonna run. So let's just move on to a different game. Okay, so next up we got Fortnite. So let's go ahead and launch the Fortnite and let's see how it performs. Okay, so we just loaded in and I am a pixelated mess for some reason. What settings did they just put me into? I have to check. I have to see. Also, this is running on a hard drive, so it's kind of running like absolute badonkadonk. But let's swap this to full screen. Frame rate set to unlimited. Our rendering mode is performance, which is awesome. We don't have to change that. 3D resolution at 37. That is awful. So we're gonna start at 100. If we can't run 100, we're gonna lower it, and also think about lowering the resolution. But low settings all across, we're gonna turn that off, and yeah, okay. So let's see if that made a bigger difference. Oh yeah, now I can actually see my character. Okay, yeah, there we go. And my dog's loaded in. And we're at 60 FPS in the menu, which is about half of we were actually at, and we're using we just used 95% of our GPU in the lobby. So let's get into a game and see how this performs. Okay, so I turned it down to 80, and it's at a nice high 50s to 60 FPS here. I fixed up my my settings, so now I can build. So there's that. So let's see. Yes, I'm a simple edit. I dropped down to low 40s, but honestly, I think I'm gonna consider this kind of playable, because we're at high 50s, close to 60s, and I mean, if you're pretty much at 60s, then I say that's 100% playable for sure. So maybe this is good for Fortnite, I say. Let's see. There should be someone around here, I think. No? What is this? Secure rivalry contract? This is definitely playable. 100% playable. It's just, don't try to be competitive, because 40 FPS ain't gonna do much for you. So, yeah. Oh, we just died to this guy. Alright. Okay, on to the next game. Okay, so Fortnite actually surprised me as being decently playable, but now on to a much heavier game than the other two, Dying Light. So let's see how this runs on here. Alright, so we just loaded in and we are at 27 FPS. My goodness. Alright, so let's go into our videos and see what we're at. So we're at 1080p high settings. Whoa, is this high settings? Actually, I don't know what this is. Let's see. Can I turn it to the best performance? Yeah, let's do best performance. And All right, so we're at 38 now in the menus. Now we're at 44. All right, sweet. So let's hit play and let's see how this goes. All right, so we just loaded into the tower and we are at 30 FPS, and it's I mean, this is just the starting room where you wake up, and it's just really like not fun. Looking outside, we get a nice 50, but that is all unloaded. So I'll check back in when we get outside this tower and finish this tutorial. All right, now we are outside of the tower and we're at a nice 30 FPS. I mean, I haven't seen it dip below 30s. I just saw it go up above 40 there. Yeah, so it kind of feels like playing on the Nintendo, but a little bit better, like the Nintendo Switch 1, I should say. Just a little bit better because we do get up to 40s here and there, but it's definitely playable. You know, there's nothing wrong with 30 FPS in story mode games. It's in like competitive type of games where 30 FPS just doesn't cut it. But yeah, 30 FPS, this PC can definitely run Dying Light. I want to see what I can do to get it up to 60 FPS. Let's see if I take it to, well, in the settings it doesn't allow me to change it to 720p, but I just put it into full screen mode, and I think it got a little better. I think it actually went up a couple extra frames. Oh no, I guess not. It just depends on the area, but definitely 30 FPS playable. Honestly, this is actually a lot better than I expected for a game like Dying Light. Yeah, 40 FPS in combat too. Like, it hasn't dipped below 30. Like, this is completely solid for a like $20 system here. Yeah, so Dying Light is 100% playable, so let's get on to the next game. Alright, 2 more games left here. We're going to do Tomb Raider and Payday 2. Let's get into Tomb Raider and see how that goes. So it looks like the settings here is 1080p, double buffer VSync, and on normal quality, which is not low, but not high. So I'm actually going to change that refresh rate to 60 hertz. Yeah, so normal 1080p, let's see how it goes. Alright, so instead of actually going in and playing this game, because I don't have a save file, I'm just going to do the start benchmark and see how that goes. But I'll leave the video recording so you guys can see the whole process and how it performs during the entire benchmark. So far on this first scene, we're looking at high 40s. Oh, we just hit 50s depending on the camera angle and whatever is being looked at. But in this little scene here, it's definitely playable with FPS. A little bit more than what we had going on in Dying Light. So yeah, this computer is performing a lot better than what I expected it to. So our minimum FPS was 38 and our max FPS was 54, but our average FPS was 43.7. So yes, 100% playable actually. Now let's see, I'm gonna load in, I'm gonna do the tutorial and see if it actually lives up to that. So let's see. Okay, so here we are in the first part of the game and we're at high 50 FPS right now. We just saw 60 right here. So in the first part of this game, we are on 1080p high, and it has gone down to 48 right here. With these fire effects, it's getting down to the low 40s. Definitely still in the playable range, but now we're back up to 60. Now I'm pretty sure it's just, you know, this area right now, because look, now that we're going outside, we dropped down to 30s, but no, we're back up to back up to high 40s, low 50s. So maybe it's just the area. I'll check back in once I get out of here. I'm not gonna lie, this is incredibly playable. Like I'm like genuinely impressed at just how well this is running. I mean, it is like never dropping into the 30s. It's almost always 40. And I can go to low settings and it might, whoa, what the heck? I've actually never even played this game before, so. Oh, cut that out. Alright, as I was saying, it's actually running amazingly well, and it's at medium settings, so it's not like I could definitely increase this by going down to low settings. But yeah, I mean, with all these effects going on, I know we're still inside a cave, but 40 FPS, barely dropping into the 30s, I mean, does it get much better than that? I mean, not really. I mean, I'm gonna turn it on to low and then see how well it's gonna do after that. But look at this. Oh my goodness. I gotta start paying attention. My goodness. Never played this game before. Oh yeah, I'm really like that. Y'all don't really know this, but I'm a professional gamer. Yeah, so here we are outside, and this is actually the benchmark spot. So here we are outside, and it's at a very nice 40 to 50 FPS, which I am quite surprised at how amazing this is running. But I'm going to turn it down to low and see just how big of a difference it makes. Now we're at, oh my goodness, we're at 60 FPS. We made it to 60 FPS. This is incredible. I mean, yeah, the graphics are honestly not the best, but if you're okay with low FPS, I mean low graphics and high FPS, I mean this is incredible. This is 60 FPS. Doesn't get really much better than that at all. I'm gonna put it back to medium settings and see if it was just VSync that was lowering our FPS, or if there actually is a difference at all. Okay, so we're back at medium settings with VSync off, and I think it does a little bit worse without VSync on, but all around I am impressed with how Tomb Raider is running. Anyways, on to the last and final game, Payday 2. Alright, now let's launch into Payday 2. Alright, so here we are in Payday 2. Let's go ahead and see what settings we're at. So we're at full screen, our effect quality is all that. I don't know what any of this means. We're at 720p for some reason. Okay. I don't know why I can't change that, but we're on high settings at 720p. Let's go ahead and adjust that up a little bit, because that's how I like it. Yeah, so we're at, with no VSync, 720p, high settings. So let's go ahead and get into a game, shall we? Okay, so here we are loaded into the game, and we're at 80 FPS, high 80s, might even go up to the 90s. I don't understand why I'm stuck at 720p, but I am. But this FPS is undeniable though, like, honestly, like, I can't change it from 720p, but 70 FPS, I mean, if I'm playing a first-person shooter, I personally wouldn't want anything less than that, so I'm okay with that. Oh gosh, people are suspicious of me. I don't know what I'm doing, honestly, so, I haven't played Payday 2 in a while, but let's just see what we're doing here. Okay, I don't know the crouch. Here we go. Hold F to pick the lock. I'm gonna get into combat for you guys right now, right in this scene right here. I'm at 100 FPS, so this isn't bad at all. I'm gonna get into some combat and see how that goes for you guys. Let's see. Alright, here we go. We should be getting the cops on us now. We're not dropping below 70 FPS, which is quite nice. I mean, I honestly prefer that we were at 1080p, but I'm not the biggest hater of 720p. I've played Payday 2 at worse. quality, to be honest. This is actually quite playable to me. Let's get some cops out here so we can get into the combat. We're at 90 FPS. This is incredible. All right, so here are some cops outside. It doesn't seem to go down all too much during some combat. Although this is light combat, it doesn't seem to be going down too much to where it's dropping below 60, or I haven't even seen 60 yet. So yeah, this is honestly really playable, and if you could figure out how to get to 1080p, I'm sure it's going to be playable as well. But yeah, I'm honestly genuinely shocked. Overall, this little HP Pavilion has genuinely shocked me. For about 40 bucks with a little bit of light upgrades, like at most I put in about maybe $40, so $80 total into this guy. Maybe we'll just say $100 to sound cool, but this guy can play some serious games, like genuinely at some high levels. I never even thought it was gonna even be playable. Like some of these games like Dying Light, I would have never thought I'd get over 30. Tomb Raider, didn't even think. And Payday 2, Borderlands, I mean Fortnite, geez, like it can definitely run these games really well, and for under $100, that's the biggest deal I've ever had in my life. But I'm planning on upgrading this guy. So if you guys want a part 2 of this video, I guess let me know what other games you want me to test out and other upgrades I can try and put in here, and we can see how beefy we can make this little office PC. Anyways, appreciate y'all for watching, and stay blessed.